This is the plaintiff, Joan Dean. She says she's lived in her home since 1957, and in 1989 they built a shed in their backyard. The defendant, her neighbor for the better part of 40 years, erected a fence that infringes on their property. He has unauthorized access to their land and erected some cinder blocks to divert water from his property directly into her shed, which is just not right. The guy does as he pleases, isn't abiding by the zoning laws, and she's suing for $3,000, the cost of repairing her shed. This is the defendant, Joseph Tripodi. He says he's quite surprised the plaintiff's suing him regarding the shed. She never erected gutters on the shed. The rainwater pours onto his property, and she has the nerve to sue him? What does this woman want from him? Owe her money? Ha! He's accused of encroachment.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Joan Dean?
Yes.
You are suing Joseph Tripodi, your longtime neighbor, for $3,000, a cost to repair a shed on your property that you say has been destroyed due to actions that he took. Tell me what's going on. Who is the gentleman next to you?
He is my witness. He was the one who originally put up our shed.
Oh, wow. Okay. When did you originally put up your shed?
It wasn't 59, it's 89.
1989.
1989,
okay.
yes.
It's a long time ago.
Yes.
Okay. It's long enough. All right. So what happened?
Where his shed was, about a quarter of a way down from the roof of his shed, he put this round thing like this where the water would come down. And the next day that I saw this, the rain was very, very heavy. And I see the water coming down there, and it's going down on the ground under our shed, which I have pictures of here.
Let me see that.
So I called Mr. Tripodi, and I told him, I said, Joe, you can't do that. That water is coming under our shed.
Okay, what was that he did?
I don't, it's a round thing. I don't know what you call it. It's larger than
Somehow he did something that was diverting rainfall onto your property.
Right.
Is your property higher or lower than his? Or?
My shed is higher than his.
Higher than his?
Yes.
Not the shed, the property. Is your property higher or lower
No,
than
our
his?
property is level. Both properties are level.
Okay.
So then he came over through my yard, again, through the back fence, through that gate that he has, and he told my husband what he was going to do. So now the next day...
What was he going to do?
The next day
what was he going to do?
He took a gutter and put it all the way down, almost to the bottom of the ground, and about 12 feet along this way, so that the water from the roof of his shed would come down there, but still the water in our yard and not in his yard. And then when he did this, then I called up Mr. Ferreira, who was our original builder of our shed.
Okay.
He's our
So did you go out
contractor.
there and actually see it?
He came out to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So tell me what he did.
His shed comes directly on the line.
Is his shed closest to the property line?
Right on the property
Right on the
line.
property. Well, it's not actually trespassing the property line. It's behind it, but by inches or?
By inches.
Okay. And how about that shed? How far is that shed from the property line?
I really can't tell. I would
You didn't
say
measure it when all the stuff?
Yeah, I didn't. Just by our pictures.
Okay, but you know, it's like what, 4 feet?
It's supposed to be 5 feet from the
it's
property
not.
line.
Yeah, hers is
But
not
hers
even.
was erected in 89.
Right.
Okay, so go on.
So I went out and took a look and everything, and the back of her shed is starting to rot. There's about 3 or 4 holes in it.
Where are the holes?
In the back of her shed.
Where on the back of her shed are the holes?
Different spots.
Do you have pictures of the
Yes,
holes in
I
the
do.
back of the
Yes.
shed?
Mm-hmm.
Are they on the bottom?
No.
No. not
Okay, so
really.
how would water do that? Diverted water?
Diverted water. He has a shed roof.
How would diverted water create the holes? Let me see the pictures of the holes.
Yeah.
How long has your shed been there?
My shed, it's about 35 years.
Okay, and how long has that shed been there?
Since 89.
30-something years?
Since
okay,
89,
so
yeah.
for 30-something years, has it rained the same way? Has God still been spewing rain from the heavens in the exact same way?
Yes.
Okay, why is it a problem 35 years later? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because, you know, see, I gotta be concerned when someone comes to court and says, you caused my problems, I want $3,000 for a new shed. I have to know that he caused her problems.
Right, I understand.
It can't be that God caused her problems by raining, and it can't be that raccoons caused her problems by making random holes on the sides of a 35-year-old structure that's
Right.
35. You know, I mean, I know I started to fall apart at 35. So I don't know how her structure is going to, I mean, I'm sure you built a great structure, but you know, God built this,
Yeah.
and this is falling apart
Right.
once 35 hit. See, like
Exactly.
this, like that right there. That would be, if anything, if that's water damage and not critter damage.
Right.
And it might be because it's sort of
It's
rotted
hard.
all around, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that can be one of two things. Rots because it's 35 and it's been rained on for 35 years. And by the way, she doesn't have gutters either, right?
No.
Neither one of them have gutters.
At
Right?
one point, I guess not.
Okay. And so it could be just like stuff that happens when you're 35 and don't have gutters, or it could be something he did that's causing the water to hit there. But certainly the diversion on the ground that she's been complaining about for 10 minutes, that is not going to cause this, right?
No,
No,
that was
that's-
Okay.
that's
All right. So now what happens? You see the diversion on the ground and you say to him, this cannot go on. You cannot do this. And what?
Then I had Mr. Ferreira come to see it. He called Mr. Tripodi from my house to tell him about
And you
this.
thought that would go well. Why? So, don't talk. I want to hear from her because I love this part. Go ahead.
No, well, they're both Italian, so I thought maybe they'd get along, but it didn't work
All
out
right,
that way.
Hold that thought, because I want to know where you got the recipe that you put two Italian men together, mixed thoroughly, and they become the same person. Because my experience has been the exact opposite all my life.
Okay.
Not so much, right? Okay, so you have contact with him, and how does that go? And tell me what happened.
Well, I spoke to him on the phone and explained to him that his shed is on the line, very close. And
go
there's a
ahead.
building code,
Right.
and it's got to be any building's got to be 6 feet away from
6
the
or
pro-
5?
5 feet.
5 feet away. But her building isn't 5 feet away either. So if she puts a new building, which is what she wants, she's going to have to put it 5 feet away.
Hers could be moved easily because it's on blocks and
Oh, okay.
it could be moved.
So
It's
did you call the
it's
city
not
on it?
permanent. Well, I advised her to call the building
did you call?
department.
I called the zoning
And did
department.
building and
zoning-
zoning issue a citation to you?
Nothing. Everything
You
they're
guys claim that they
everything
did.
they're talking about is.
Okay, it's your turn. You tell me your side of things. Show me the citation.
I'm going to try to do the best I can, Your Honor, okay, in my own way. So actually, my shed, it's 4 feet away from my fence. Okay, 4 feet away.
4 feet away. Who's the one that's inches away?
She's further away.
How far away is she from the property line?
She's 3
Less
feet
than a
away.
foot.
3 feet, and how far are you?
4 feet, less than a foot.
So you say you're 4
Can I
feet
explain?
away, and that
Your Honor, it's
they're
my
less than
turn
a
to-
foot away, and you say it's the opposite?
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
she didn't get a citation.
Let me explain. This is my,
Go ahead,
my
go
side.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to disturb anybody. Everything I did was in my side, the property, okay, inside my fence. So what happened? Mr. Dean don't like the idea.
How long have you guys known each other?
40 years. So we used to have a good time together. Up to yesterday. Good time together. We go to pool naked.
Nick, what do
Yes, yes. They invited me. They invited me. I swear to God, they invited me.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's
All right. Okay. Now let me get
okay.
this thing.
Okay.
I gotta say what they say. Everything they say is.
Okay, hold on. That got her out of her seat. All right, meaning that you're very close and had a lot of good
But
times.
everything-
I
I
got
see
it.
the
I
husband every
understand.
weekend to the
Everything's
store.
okay.
Plaintiff has lived in her house since Dwight Eisenhower was president. Remember him? She says the defendant has found a nefarious way to divert water from his property through hers. But the defendant says he did what he did to avert a disastrous flood. Let's listen.
All right, so tell me what happened.
Anyway, I put those the little top, okay, and she don't like the idea. She called it. She gave me nothing.
Wait,
but
what's the little top?
the top between my shed to my fence?
You
The
mean,
little roof. I
you
a
put
little
something
roof.
new
Yes,
on it.
Yes, because I tried to avoid the rain.
Oh, I know, but you're avoiding the rain by putting the rain on their yard.
Okay, she didn't like. She called the.
I
town
wouldn't
hall.
like it either.
She
Okay.
called the town hall and she complained. I had to cut down the fence. My fence was the fence was to hold the little roof. I made it, but the fence existed always for the last 40 years. I never crossed the other side of the fence.
Okay, I know, but you still don't have a right to do something on your property in such a way as that it causes a problem on another person's property.
minute,
That's
the
the law.
problem is-
But so wait, so the city comes in and tells you you have to remove the fence that holds up. Come on up. Come on up. You can come up. How long have you two been married?
56 years.
God bless you. My parents are about to have their 56.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Okay. Now, so the city tells you that you need to remove the fence and the little roof thing that you put.
Yeah, in my
together.
property.
Before I go on to the next thing, I want to make sure you understand that wasn't crazy. Just because it's your property, you can't just do whatever that makes a problem for your neighbor. And that was making a problem for your neighbor because it was diverting the rain off of you and onto the neighbor.
I have to stop you. The problem they make a problem for me because they're only 8 inches away from my fence. She's supposed to be 5 feet.
So are you.
I am 4 feet. Those
That's
days,
not 5 feet.
4 years ago was 3 feet. I find out through the town hall. 3 feet 40 years ago. Today is 5 feet. And she's only 8 inches.
So did the city, according to you folks, the city actually
Came out.
Right?
Came out and inspect and then said that
Mr. Tripodi, and this was on August 1st. The zoning office has received a complaint stating a fence has been constructed on your property at the above referenced address. An inspection revealed a 6-foot-high wooden privacy fence was recently constructed behind your existing wooden shed. You should be aware that a review of our files reveals that no permits were granted for you to build a fence. Be advised that the City of Stamford zoning regulations require you to get a permit. All right, that has nothing to do with the other stuff. That has to do with the fence.
Right.
So did you pull down the fence?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's what this is about. I thought you were going to tell me that, is there something else here about your shed too close to the line?
Our shed?
No, either one.
His shed is, yes.
This is dated 1 year ago.
Yes.
And it says that your shed at the rear of the property appears to have been constructed without permits. In its current location, the shed violates the 5-foot accessory structure setback in the rear of the yard. When you built that shed, did you do it without permits?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're talking
Did
about
you?
40 years
You know,
ago.
this is where he who lives in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
But there was
Did
an
you build it
existing
with a
fence.
permit?
That's the
Did you
point.
build it with a permit?
Yes.
You built it.
No, I did not build hers.
Okay,
with a
so
permit.
aren't you about to get bit by the same dog that you sicked on him?
Yeah, but we're away. We're away
But
from.
you're still not away 5 feet, and if you didn't build it with a permit, you got to rebuild 5 feet away. You know that, right?
Yes.
But the fender
Okay,
was
I'm not
there.
crazy,
It could
right?
be moved.
So you're not worried because it's easily moved,
It's
but
a
you know
movable.
that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
So if both of you move your stuff, there's no problem.
There's no problem.
You
Right.
know, I had a fence
Exactly.
all the ways.
Except
I
for
had
the
an older
damage that
fence.
has
And when they
caused.
told me I got to knock it down, that little addition I made, I took the old fence too.
What is it you're asking for? You've come to court today to ask them to pay $3,000 to replace your 40-year-old shed?
No, not to replace the shed, to replace the whole side, that whole 20 feet that's
Why would it
all
be
rotted.
$3,000 to replace that? Come on.
What's on there now? It's damaged. Has to come off. It's all nailed down. We didn't use screws in
How many
those
days
days.
does that take?
I probably can do it in 2 days.
Right.
Excuse me. Give me that.
Okay. No, calm down, calm down, calm down.
Plus the material.
Give me that.
Let him have the
I
piece.
got some, but why don't you ask me for it?
Okay, yeah, let's see that. Okay, but no, don't get near me because I'm scared. Okay.
We're okay?
Yeah.
He's good.
Yes.
I told you stay calm.
That's okay.
Okay, but everybody has to stay calm. Whose shed is this?
I can't
Yes.
see from here.
You got to do
That's
the other
our
way.
shed.
This is your shed.
The other way. The X. Is that?
Sis, Chico, está confundiendo.
Nobody get excited.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Whose shed is whose?
That's hers.
That's her shed?
Yeah, this is my 4 feet from here to there.
Where's the property line? Right there where the
property line
fence
right
is.
here, they could make it take me off.
And this is whose shed?
And that's my shed, yeah.
Okay.
Low.
So
See how-
their shed is much higher than your
Yes,
shed.
and no
Right.
guy on top.
Wait, Pepe, Maria.
Your Honor, I don't know
Stop,
if he knows
stop,
where the property
stop,
line is.
stop.
Dice la casa, Mr. Carmen.
Whose shed is this?
Mine,
Whose shed is this?
that's his.
That fence
That was,
is stop. That fence, if I drew a line from that fence at the bottom of this, it would be exactly here, making your shed 4 inches from the property line, if that fence is right.
Right.
Making your shed 4 inches from the property line. 40 years of tile here and everything else, right?
No, this was done after. This
How recently?
They told him to remove the shed 5 feet, and he didn't. He only moved it. If these are 6-inch blocks, you're talking about 18 inches.
So these two sheds were literally inches from each other until
Yes,
recently.
yes.
How recently was his shed moved, according to you? Are you talking about 10 years ago? Or are you talking about now?
No, weeks.
Weeks ago. So this
Yeah.
picture was taken after those weeks.
Yes.
You see this? I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did that shed used to be here and then got
Never,
moved back?
never. The
You have no idea what the man is talking about.
Yeah, this year, what I did, that's extension from here to my fence.
Okay, so what you did was you used to have something up top here.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Is that what you're trying to say? Or are you physically saying that they moved the shed back a bunch of feet?
They did take off.
What did what?
18 inches.
What are you talking about, sir?
He
What
never
got you?
moved the shed.
What
the pictures.
Yeah, let me see the
What's
picture.
the matter with you people?
Chito, baby,
I don't care.
This is her. This is hers. This is his. This is his. And this.
Yeah, see, it's not the shed. It's something he rigged to make the water go on their side.
Well, yeah, he
And then this he extended. That's what it is. His
Okay.
shed, he's right, his shed wasn't moved.
Right.
It's that what happened that made it so close was everything he built onto
Okay,
it to make
built
the water
onto it,
divert
yes,
onto their
and it-
side. All right.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So should the plaintiff be able to sue the defendant for damage to an illegal structure?
No.
Why not?
Because the structure was there illegally and zoning should tear it down before they continue.
Fair enough. What do you think?
Yeah, no. It's just crazy.
Tough luck?
Yeah, tough luck.
What do you think, sir?
No, definitely not. Shouldn't be there in the first place.
So even if there's damage to it and it was there for a long time, too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
How long was this? I'll ask both sides this question. How long was the stuff the city made you take down, that extension and the fence and all? How long was that
It's
there?
about 2-3 years or whatever, but everything that happened in my property, I have nothing to do with them.
Okay, stop.
I don't
Because you
know what
operate
this-
under the theory
I
that you can
shouldn't
do
be
whatever
here in
you
the
want
first
on your
place.
property.
I
and
shouldn't
that's
be
what
here in the
keep-
first place.
I know, but you
This is
can't
ridiculous.
do whatever you want on your property. That's the
Okay.
law. You can't.
Okay.
I know you keep
They're
saying that and it's
liars. They're liars
offensive to you.
always. Even as a gentleman.
Now my question is no longer for you guys. It's for you. How long was this rigged thing up? Where all of a sudden, because of the fence he built and the overhang, now water's falling on your
Don't
place.
worry about it.
Well, at least over a year from when I first took the first pictures.
Okay. All right. Do you have permits for your shed? Yes or no?
No.
Is your shed illegal? Yes or no?
We don't know because we don't know where the property line is.
Okay, well, you better find out. What I have is this side that may or may not have a legal shed here. And then I have this side that it doesn't look like has a legal shed there. But what right do you have to come into court on an illegal structure and ask me to force them to pay $3,000 for a wooden wall on an illegal structure? No. This is a little bit like doing a cocaine deal. And then the cocaine deal goes wrong because it's not good quality cocaine. And then coming to court and saying, Judge, this is bad cocaine. He breached the contract. I want my money back. I don't get involved in helping you to collect damages for anything that happens on your property on an illegal structure. Make it legal. Because of everything I've just explained, I don't believe that the plaintiff has sustained a burden of proving that they did something wrong to the property, that the property had a right, in a place the property had a right to be in, that would allow you to come to me and ask me to order them to give you $3,000. I find in favor of the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, because everybody here's still going to have a lot of problems with the city. So your problems are not, my problems are over. Your problems are not.
They gotta move the shed.
Well, the plaintiff making her way out of the courtroom. Come on in, take your time moving in, and think about your answer to this question. How are you going to get along with your neighbor from now on?
Well, I don't know, because every time I turn around, he's doing something else. And
You've been neighbors for such a long time.
but all of a sudden, he starts doing all these things, and I don't know why. He has this gate in his fence to come in our yard whenever he wants to. He does what he pleases, and we have all this problem.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's to stop it. And as far as saying how far our shed is, nobody is showing where the property line is.
All right. You have to try to make it legal if you can. Okay. Just head right around the corner this way, okay, if you can. And we'll see what the defendant has to say about the outcome. Okay, come on in here. You win this case, but like the judge says, you still have a lot of problems with the city. Come on in a little closer.
I have no problem with the city. I'm all settled. They told me take the three-petition offense, the new one off, and you're okay.
How come problems with your neighbor all of a sudden after all these
Well, don't
years?
ask me. I think she go and all sign. She must be a sick person now.
I'll be honest with you. She's a troublemaker
All right.
to everybody.
Good luck in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Harvey?
The legal term actually here is called unclean hands, which basically means when you go into court and you're asking a judge to help you out, your hands can't be dirty like the other guys. The judge will just throw you both out of court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.